Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather This Morning. I'm meteorologist Maggye McCauley. Thanks as always for trusting us, for tuning in with us. It's Thursday morning at 6:30, and yes, we still have a whole lot to talk about going into your weekend forecast here live from the Room to Room Weather Center. We have stuff to talk about today before we even get into tomorrow and the weekend as well, because take a look on our Mama Justice Live radar this morning. Dealing with some rain in some of our counties, as you can see here, mainly northeast Mississippi. So up and down 55 this morning, good to go. Northwest Mississippi, good to go. But from Bruce, Eupora on east into Lee County, Monroe County, we are seeing some of those showers again, still prevalent across the area. Nothing too impactful, but yeah, going to have to use your windshield wipers if you're headed out and about early this morning. Here's what you need to know. Some dense fog is also out there for some this morning. So along with rainfall, we're also dealing with some foggy conditions, not for all, but for some. Next, we're going to be talking, of course, about that all-important weekend forecast. We're going to be talking about your travel impacts over the weekend and the latest on what type of precip you can expect as we head over the next few days, as we head through Sunday. All of those details, again, coming up in the next few minutes. But of course, I want to show you outdoors right now first, because we are dealing with some patchy fog out there. This is a live look in Batesville. You can see kind of the fog off in the distance and some of that tree line. Roadways, though, looking good to go within the city of Batesville. Temperatures in the 40s out there, so conditions not looking too bad over in Panola County. This is a live look over in Oxford, Lafayette County right now. But as I said, some of us dealing with that dense fog advisory, and I want to show you exactly which counties are dealing with it as well. If you can give me a few minutes, I'm going to pull up so you can know exactly who's dealing with that this morning. But overall, not everybody dealing with it, but some of us. So here's a look at who's dealing with that this morning as I drag this over and show it to you. Again, it's mainly our northern counties. So I'd say the northern half of the area, and a lot of that has even been released. So I'm thinking DeSoto, Tate, Panola, Quitman, Tallahatchie County, and then areas that are touching that Tennessee state line this morning, Marshall, Benton, Tippah, and Alcorn County until 9 a.m. But as you can see, a lot of the roadways actually looking a little bit better out the door this morning. Here's a look at your temperature forecast. We're definitely starting off warm. Take a look at this, 30s and 40s, even to the 50s out there as you're stepping out the door this morning. So definitely not that chilly out the door. 33 in South Haven, 38 Senatobia, 39 Oxford, and then you stretch it all the way to those who are seeing a little bit more of that rain in the upper 40s. 48 Starkville this morning, 46 over in Amory. Your first 12 hours ahead, going to be dependent on where you're starting off this morning. Probably going to stay pretty consistent over your next hour. We'll see rain chances stay about a 20% chance in your morning hours, drop them off into about midday. Temperatures today are going to be around average for this time of year. So low 50s expected into your afternoon. And then again, we'll keep about a 10% chance of rain throughout the day. But a lot of us after this morning, not going to be dealing with the rain throughout the day. Temperature is going to be back in the 40s as we head 7 o'clock and on. Here's another thing that we're watching, a winter storm watch in place for a majority of our counties. If you were with us yesterday morning, it was mainly the northern half of our area. Our counties that are covered by the National Weather Service in Memphis. So we have kind of a split go of things here in North Mississippi. Half of our counties are covered by the National Weather Service in Memphis. The southern half are covered by the National Weather Service in Jackson. And sometimes they issue their products at different times. Now the National Weather Service in Jackson has jumped on board, and a majority of us, again, in that winter storm watch, other than Noxubee and Pickens County, until 6 p.m. on your Sunday. What does this mean? Well, a watch correlates the same way it does when we look at severe weather. We're looking at all the ingredients in place, but it hasn't come together just yet. So this could correlate eventually to a winter storm warning as we go over the next 24 to 48 hours. Take a look at the big picture of what's going on this morning. We're looking at a front close to the area. That's what's causing that rain in northeast Mississippi, stretching across the Twin States as well, and then over into Georgia. Quiet conditions out west, but that story is going to pick up again as we head over your next day ahead. Let me show you a little bit of a day-by-day forecast as we head throughout the day and then into your weekend. Here's a look at 3 p.m. today. Again, most of us dry. Enjoy today being dry. I encourage you again, get out, do what you need to do. If you haven't ran to the grocery store, I know it is crazy out there at those grocery stores, but get what you need into the weekend so you don't have to later on. Here we go overnight into your Thursday, looking good to go. Just some cloud cover, really going to be the main story. Into your Friday, I just want to encourage you. A lot of us are going to go into Friday and we're going to be really intense, right? We're going to be looking for this, constantly checking the weather, what's going on. A majority of Friday actually looks pretty quiet. Actually looks like not much is going to be going on. That's why we say majority of us going to work and going to school out there on your Friday. Now, things do start on Friday, but they don't start until later into your evening and overnight hours. So this is 8 a.m. on Friday. We could even see some shower activity in here before we get any type of mixed precipitation, because temperatures on Friday in the afternoon are going to be in the 40s for most of us. So any rain that does fall into the afternoon going to be just plain rain. But you can see here around 6:30. That's when things do start to pick up. So it's your evening hours into your overnight hours that we're going to be watching. And even still then at 6:30, majority of that is off to our west. You can see that messy go of things, mixed precipitation happening across the state of Arkansas, knocking right on our doorstep here in North Mississippi. Not saying we could see a little pour over into your Friday evening, but a majority of that will happen into those overnight hours into your Saturday morning. So I encourage you again on Saturday, be sticking where you are. We'll see that mixed precipitation come into play, and it's still looking the same as yesterday going into this morning. We're still looking at the potential of some of us just getting some cold rain out of this. We're also looking at a little bit of 2 rounds. So that's the first round going into your evening on Friday, into a majority of your Saturday. Things could quiet down into your Saturday evening around dinner time, but we're actually looking at another wave coming in as we head overnight and then into early Sunday. So a little bit of multiple waves with this, and yet again could see some mixed precipitation across the area for that as well. So coming up next, we're going to be talking more hour by hour of what you can expect. We'll hone in more of North Mississippi instead of giving you that regional view. Also, we'll talk about what is your primary precipitation type. What is the primary type of precipitation, whether that be snow, ice, or rain, that you can expect going into the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up next as well. And of course, we'll take a full look at your 7-day forecast coming up right after this break.
Out with the old and in with the new. It's time to save big at Room to Room's New Year's sale. Store-wide markdowns 50 to 70% off, no tax, 48-month special financing. It's a new year at Room to Room Furniture in Tupelo. There's no place like home.
When choosing a dentist for our family, Tupelo Smiles was the answer for us. They greet us with warm smiles right when we walk in the door, and they make us feel so welcome. We love Tupelo Smiles.
Frozen pipes can cause serious damage. That's why Absolute Restoration is giving away free faucet covers to our community while supplies last. Installing them is easy. Just slide the foam sleeve over your outdoor faucet and secure it snugly. Also remember to disconnect hoses, open cabinet doors under sinks, and let faucets drip during extreme cold. Call or text to check availability, and from our family to yours, please stay warm and protected.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggye McCauley.
Good morning. Welcome back into the Room to Room Weather Center. The time now is 6:40 out here on your Thursday morning. Want to show you what's going on out the door right now before we get into that all-important weekend forecast. Just want to show you what's going on our Mama Justice Mississippi Live radar this morning, and some rain for some of our morning commute, especially in northeast Mississippi, looking like a wet one. Now, not too bad out there, but definitely going to have to use your windshield wipers if you're in places like Bruce, Eupora along 82, Aberdeen, Amory, up in Lee County, Prentiss County, getting in on some of that as well. So some light shower activity out the door this morning that stretches all the way into places like Hamilton, Alabama, Russellville, Florence, getting in on some light shower activity out the door this morning. Overall, that's all we're looking at. Some fog out there as well, especially in the northern half of our area. So just make sure to take it slow, add a few more minutes to your travel time. Here's a look over in Tupelo. You can see Lee County, kind of across the county, getting some shower activity, some light showers, not necessarily within the city of Tupelo right now, but seeing a lot of cloud cover out there nonetheless, and temperatures in the 40s. So not too chilly out the door this morning. Some of us starting off in the upper 40s. Here's what I look in Aberdeen. You can see kind of the rain surrounding Aberdeen right now. Lots of clouds packed in as well, and temperatures in the middle 40s out there. So that's a live look if you haven't stepped out the door this morning. Kind of a dreary start overall to your day ahead. One more look down in Knoxville County and Macon. You can see kind of the rain got on that camera, but overall looking good to go within all of our counties this morning. Just some light rain ongoing. Let's talk about your school bus forecast. We're going to talk drop-off times and then pickup times as well. I'm looking at you guys in the chat. I will answer some questions going into the end of this broadcast. I'll look through. I know a lot of people want to know, am I, right? Am I, is this town, is my town? That's a lot of the questions, right? And I get it. That's my question too, where I live. But here's the thing. I will be answering all of those questions, I promise, coming up most likely within our forecast. So stick with me. I'll answer your questions, I promise, most likely going throughout this full forecast. So let's talk today first, though. School bus forecast sponsored by IMPC. Drop-off temperatures in the 40s for most this morning. Some light rainfall ongoing. By the time you're picking those kiddos up, most of us not dealing with that rain anymore. And temperatures in the 50s. We're around average today for this time of year. Take a look across the board. 50s for most of us. 51 in Tupelo, 52 in Houston, 52 Eupora, 52 down in Starkville. We should be low 50s, normal, 53. You can see that in the corner of your screen there. So that's where we really should be for this time of year as well. So around average today. Again, enjoy it. That will not be the story moving forward. Let's take it hour by hour, shall we? Again, buckle up. We're going to go Thursday. We're going to go today all the way into your weekend. So let's get into it. What are models saying this morning? This is Thursday. Nothing but rain out there. A lot of cloud cover, especially for the southern half of the area. Light showers could linger into your evening, but a lot of us look to stay dry. Going into Friday, different story. Light rain out there to start off your day. Could see some showers throughout the day, but they're nothing but rain because throughout Friday, a majority of the day looks to stay above freezing. So anything that is happening Friday morning into your Friday afternoon isn't going to be anything but rain. Now, as we head noon and on, yes, we could see some wintry precip trying to mix into the northwest portion of the area. But a lot of us, I think, look to stay very quiet throughout a majority of your day on Friday. That's why we say, again, most people going to work, most people going to school out there on your Friday because things really don't pick up until we head into the evening hours. And again, a lot of this starts and potentially also stays as rain. This is Friday at 6 p.m. You can see that knocking on our doorstep. Whole state of Arkansas is dealing with that right now. And it's starting to pour into our area as we head into your Friday around dinner time. So I encourage you, as you're getting off work on Friday, as you're getting those kiddos, picking them up from school, dinner time plans probably need to be at home out there on your Friday as this continues to push into the area, into the overnight hours, and then also into early on your Sunday. You can see, especially that mixed precipitation setting up, especially in northwest Mississippi. This is kind of the area we're watching for more of that potential of some sleet, also freezing rain, and just ice accumulations in general. So this is the area we're watching, northwest Mississippi. They're going to get in on that mixed precipitation before everybody else. Going into your Saturday at 8 a.m., this continues. And you can see this is kind of not pleasing to look at, right? Like it looks almost like camo or something is going on within our futurecast because models are still having a really hard time gripping what type of precipitation we're going to be getting. They're still having a really hard time gripping how warm that warm layer, how north is it going to push? Because that overall determines Do we get freezing rain? Do we get sleet? Or do we just get plain cold rain? And I think it's going to be a mix, and also a mess, but a mix of just about all of those here in North Mississippi. So that's Saturday at 8 a.m. Again, the majority of that mixed precipitation still sitting off to our north and west. I think a lot of us from Amory, Eupora, Golden Triangle region, just seeing a lot of cold rain out there on your Saturday, even into the afternoon. Watch, as this continues to push through the area, going more of northeast Mississippi, I think this could transition to all just plain cold rain out there. But we're not done just yet. This is that first round we're watching. Now let's go into the overnight hours because we're looking at another round coming through Saturday night. Same areas, though, looking to be impacted from Grenada, Water Valley, Oxford, New Albany, sitting north and west, more of that mixed precipitation, those sitting more off to the east, looking more of just plain cold rain out there. But there's still that mix that we're looking, there's still that switch over. You can see kind of that line of pink and green that we're going to be keeping our eye on because that switch over and those cold conditions could lead to the potential of freezing rain, where the rain falls through and it's cold enough in the surface to refreeze. That causes some issues. So still watching that kind of in that line of things. This is that second round that's going to be pushing through even into your Sunday. We're keeping an eye on Sunday. Some models want to keep conditions over even into your Sunday. So about a 50% chance of that continuing into your Sunday as well. Here's a look at your primary precipitation type out there. And I got to put that eye on there. That was made at 5 a.m. this morning. Sorry, guys, but you get the point out there. Your primary precip type, we'll fix that going into the next few newscasts. Here's a look more regionally, more nationally, right? So up north, mostly snow. Big surprise, right? Then we see sleet to freezing rain closer to where this front and that warm layer is setting up. That's from Texas, Arkansas, stretching up into our area. And then the further south you go, mainly just cold rain. Central Mississippi, in the coast, a lot of Alabama seeing just plain rain out there. Let's zoom that in though, because I know you guys, what's my town going to see? What is it looking like for me? Here's a look closer to home. Again, we'll add the eye back in there. Primary precipitation type throughout your Sunday. As we go, the further north and west you go, even from Greenville, Cleveland, Clarksdale, Water Valley, Oxford, New Albany, Boonville, Iuka, sitting off to the west, your primary precipitation type is probably going to be sleet into the potential of some freezing rain as well. The further south that you go, Golden Triangle region, Louisville, Macon, Aliceville, primary precipitation type is going to be just some cold rain out there. That doesn't mean you couldn't get impacts. It's still going to be very cold out there. Still could see things refreeze overnight, especially going into Monday and Tuesday. But your primary precipitation type that's going to be reaching the surface, just going to be some cold rain. What does this mean? I want to show you this graphic. It's a lot going on, but it shows you what we're talking about. When warm air is aloft, anything that falls from the clouds going to be melted. Now, you might not know this, but every precip we get does fall from clouds as snow, and then it's usually too warm and it's rain at the surface, right? So that's what would happen for folks closer to the Golden Triangle region. But then we get a little bit more away from that warm layer where things are cold enough at the ground to refreeze. So it falls as snow, fully melts, but things are cold enough at the ground and it's freezing rain. It freezes on contact. Then we get a little bit more further away from that warm layer, further off north to maybe our counties that are touching that Tennessee state line. Things fall as snow. There's a shallow warm layer. It's able to refreeze and it hits the ground more of like a pellet situation, what we call sleet. And then we just have plain snow, which unfortunate for us, a lot of us aren't going to be getting. Here's a look overall at your threats. Looking at that, our levels have changed some going over the past 12 to 24 hours. Level 2, our lowest confidence level of some accumulating snowfall. Now that primary precip, I'm not saying some of us couldn't get snowfall, especially the northern half of our area. You could see some accumulating snowfall, but it's not a high confidence. Higher confidence, much higher, is some ice and sleet accumulations that are going to be causing a lot of impacts for some. Also, we upped this and kind of reworded this level 3 confidence for some heavy rainfall out there, especially for folks that are more south. Again, I'm saying Golden Triangle region and south of that, mainly looking at cold rain. Still level 4 though for some travel impacts. I still think going into the weekend, all of us need to be knowing where we're going to be and sticking there as we head throughout your weekend ahead, especially because of how cold it's going to be. It's still going to be chilly out there. Most of us staying below freezing for potentially over 72 hours. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 50s today, 40s tomorrow. We did up this a little bit, so that's some good news going into your weekend. Temperatures do look a little bit warmer on your Saturday for some. Again, that's that potential of switchover of your precip overall. 30 around the average is what we're going to see. Some of us could be a little bit cooler. Some of us could be a little bit warmer out there. 20s, though, stick around Sunday into Monday. And then look at this, as you're potentially heading back to work and school on your Monday morning. That's really cold out there. 9 as you're stepping out the door. Single digits, low single digits out there for your Tuesday. So that's why we say anything that does happen over the weekend is sticking around as we head Sunday, Monday, probably a lot of Tuesday into Tuesday afternoon, just of how cold it is going to be getting. So that's the overall look of what's going on. That's the overall look at your 7-day forecast as well. I am going to look over the comments section. I got to do it on my phone this morning. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything, maybe some good questions. Everyone just saying good morning to all of you guys. Again, we'll be back in the next 10 minutes, of course, to go over this again, show you a little bit more information as well. I'm sure we'll hear from our Chief Meteorologist, Matt Laupon, at some time this morning as well. So you'll have to make sure to tune in again. We'll be live in the next 10 minutes coming up at 7 and also 7:30 this morning. So keep tuning in, keep joining the conversation online. Of course, we'll continue to answer all your questions and bring you the latest and accurate information. We'll see you guys then.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laupon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laupon has proven himself trustworthy